Love scam at the temple of Isis. Around 19 AD, a Roman noblewoman named Paulina became the victim of a pretty ridiculous scam. Paulina was super religious, especially when it came to the Egyptian goddess Isis. She visited the temple all the time, made big offerings, and was basically a VIP worshipper. And that's when things got weird. Some shady priests at the temple saw her devotion and thought, you know what would be hilarious? Let's tell her that the god Anubis has fallen in love with her and wants a private meeting. And somehow she believed them. So Paulina showed up at the temple late at night, all dressed up for a romantic date with a literal god. The lights were low, and in walks her divine lover. But surprise, surprise, it wasn't Anubis. It was a random Roman dude named Decius Mundus, wearing a dog mask. Apparently, he'd been into Paulina for a while, and this was his creepy and straight up whack plan to sleep with her. Paulina even told her friends afterwards that she had spent the night with a real god. But Mundus, being the numbnuts he was, couldn't keep his mouth shut. 3 days later, he spilled the beans to everyone, bragging that it had been him in a costume the whole time. Paulina found out and was mortified. Her husband was furious. And Emperor Tiberius, he was absolutely fuming. He had the shady priests crucified, the temple destroyed, and Mundus, well, he got exiled, so banished from Rome forever. The temple donation heist. This Roman scam happened in the same year as the last one, and while it didn't involve dog masks, it caused way more damage. It starts with a wealthy Roman woman named Fulvia, who had recently converted to Judaism. She was all in on her new faith and wanted to make a big donation to the Jewish temple in Jerusalem. We're talking serious valuables, gold, expensive purple cloth, fancy stuff. So when 4 men showed up claiming to be official Jewish reps, offering to deliver the donation to Jerusalem, Fulvia happily handed it over. And that was a big mistake. Instead of taking it to the temple, these guys did what scammers do best. They kept everything and vanished. And they probably would have gotten away with it too, if Fulvia's husband wasn't a big deal. Her husband, Saturninus, just happened to be a close friend of Emperor Tiberius. So when he found out his wife had been conned by some supposed holy men, he went straight to the top. And Tiberius? Yeah, he lost it. He was already pretty suspicious of foreign religions in Rome. So he used the scam as the perfect excuse to crack down hard. He ordered about 4,000 Jewish men of military age to be rounded up and sent to Sardinia, which at the time was basically a mosquito-infested island full of bandits. These men were told they'd be serving in military garrisons to prove their loyalty to Rome. And if they didn't want to go, well, too bad. Meanwhile, other Jews in the city were pressured to leave Rome entirely. So yeah, one fake donation scam turned into a mass exile. The Great Roman Wine Scam. Let's talk about wine. 1st century AD wine, because the Romans loved their booze, and scammers knew it. Just like you know, you want to click the like button right now. One of the fanciest drinks back then was a sweet Cretan wine called passum. It was made by drying grapes in the sun for ages, making raisins, which made the wine extra sweet and rich. It took a long time to make, so it was expensive. But some winemakers in Crete figured out a shortcut. What if, instead of waiting months to dry grapes, we just pour a bunch of honey into regular wine and sell it as passum? Boom, instant sweet wine. No drying needed, way cheaper to make. And guess what? It totally worked. Seems like Roman buyers couldn't tell the difference, and they were just chugging down the fake stuff like it was the real deal. Nobody got sick, the wine wasn't poisonous or anything, it was still real wine, just not made the proper way. In the end, Cretan winemakers made a fortune, and the Romans were none the wiser. Honestly, kind of impressive, and it seems like they completely got away with it. And that's all I've got time for today. Like, sub, all that good stuff, it means the world to me. Bye!